Hi, this is Karen with Karen's Cards and More, and today I wanted to do one more card featuring products from Celebration. Celebration is a little thin catalog that ran in January and February, so you got 2 more days. The 28th of February is when this is over, and it's free products that you can get in conjunction with just ordering things that you wanted anyway. And so I'm going to feature again on page 13 this set. It comes with this Friendly Hello stamp set and all this beautiful designer series paper that you can get if you spend $100. And there's so many neat things in the mini catalog as well as the annual catalog that it's easy to pick out $100 worth of merchandise to be able to get this for free. And it's beautiful paper. The colors are just very pretty, and the stamp set is very versatile. I just love it. I just love working with this. So these are Stampin Up products, and I'm an independent demonstrator. I will be showing you how to use these for a card. At the end of the video, I'll give you information about how to order. And so we're going to get right into the card. I want to show you the card. The paper and the stamps do most of the work, and this is a relatively easy card. I kept the coloring simple so that even beginning card makers wouldn't be intimidated to make this. I wanted to do something that, if you're more advanced, you can always step it up, but I wanted to do something that wouldn't be intimidating and to show how you could easily make beautiful cards using this stamp set and designer series paper. So this is the front of the card, and this is the inside of the card. Nothing real difficult. So let's talk about what you're going to need to make this in addition to the designer series paper and the stamp set. So of the basic black, you're going to need your card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you're going to need a piece that is 4.5 by 3 1/4. You're going to need basic white, and this piece is for the inside, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to need a piece for the front that is 3 by 4 1/4. And then you're going to need a piece of designer series paper that is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to bring over my basic white pieces, and we're going to start with our stamping. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring in some scrap paper as well so that when we get to the part where we're stamping off, we'll be protected. And I'm going to start with my fresh freesia. I'm going to use fresh freesia and evening evergreen, and then I'm also going to use some black memento. So for the inside panel, we're just using fresh freesia. And one of the stamps in the set is this little twig looking thing with buds or berries, however you want to look at it. And we're going to use that for the inside, and we're going to create our own border down both sides of the page. So I'm going to bring in the stamp. And I did not do any measuring. I did not do any precise work on this. I just tilted them back and forth going up the edge of the paper. So I put this one this way, and then I'm going to ink up and put the other one this way. And I went all the way up the side of the inside piece, just doing this, just going back and forth, just changing the tilt. And this is just to give a little interest on the inside of the card, so it's not just plain white. Okay, and I'm going to do that exact same thing up the other side. And I'm not looking to make them like even with each other or all the tilts the same way. This is totally random. I'm just creating a border. Just giving the inside some character. You could stamp an additional greeting on the inside. I did not. I left it blank just for writing. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on the inside. So let's go ahead and go to the outside piece. And I want to start with the greeting because then I can build around it. And so for the greeting, I'm using this, hope you have the best birthday, and I'm going to do this in black memento. And I know that I want it somewhere down in here, and then I can build around it. So I want to go ahead and get this set. So I'm just inking this up. And then I'm just going to stamp this down. Now I wasn't going to have, my purpose wasn't to have this in the middle. You could definitely do that if you wanted to. That was not what I was going for. But I wanted to get this placed so I could work around it. Now I'm going to come in with the fresh freesia. And I'm using this big double flower stamp. And I'm just going to work around, I didn't put any along the bottom, I just worked around the other three sides, just getting some flowers around the edge. And again, there's no perfect way of doing this. I just twisted and played around with it, just getting some flowers on the edge of the paper. I'm going to put one more just down in there, just like that. And then while we have the fresh freesia out, I came in with a sponge dauber, and this is how I colored them. I just used the sponge dauber to go in the middle, and you could go as light or as dark as you want. And I just added some color just to the middle. My intent was not to have a perfect coloring. I just wanted to get a splash of color in the middle of the flower. And I wanted to show that you can color without, you know, sometimes we watch videos and we see people that are just wow at coloring. And we think, well, I could never do that. Well, this is an easy technique that you can use. Okay, so that's got our fresh freesia done. Now in the set, there is this series of dots. And we're going to use Evening Evergreen for this. And this is just a little bit of a filler. So I'm going to come in with these dots. And I am just going around these flowers. No rhyme or reason, just trying to get just trying to fill in. Just all around the flowers there. And you could go more around the bottom if you wanted, just however you want to do it. I think I want to get a little bit right in here. Just like that. Maybe go just a little right there. Okay. Then I'm coming back. Now we used the smaller one for inside, the smaller bud with the berries or buds on them. Now there's a larger one, and we're going to use that. We're still using Evening Evergreen. And we're just going to randomly put these around the flowers. Again, this is totally, totally random. Just stamping these around. Just trying to give it some character. And I think that's good. Okay, now we're ready to put our card together. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to bring all of my pieces in. And I'm going to start by matting our stamped front piece onto the black mat. So I'm just going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of our stamped piece. Just going around all the sides. And then we're just going to line this up. And press it down. And then we're going to go ahead and work on our card base. And we're going to put our piece of designer series paper on here. And we're going to do that the same way. We're going to put Stampin' Seal along each side of the designer series paper, just going along the edge. And then we're going to just line that up and press that down. Now, because that's the front, then the inside piece needs to go here. And again, I'm just doing the same thing, applying the Stampin' Seal to the edges. And we're just going to line that up. And let me just talk to you about lining these up. You notice I turn it so I'm always going along the long edge that's not the fold. That's just what's easier for me. There's no perfect way to do this. But let me tell you, if you get discouraged because you always get them on there crooked and you always have to redo it, the key to that is the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you do it, the more you're able to eyeball it and get it correct, or as correct as you want it to be. So don't get discouraged and think, well, I'll never be able to get them straight, or I'll have to use a ruler or a guide. The more you do, it's like anything else. The more you do something, the more comfortable you get. So I just want to throw that out there for beginning card makers so that you don't get discouraged and quit. When I first started making cards, I couldn't get anything straight to save my life. So I just want to encourage you with that. Don't give up, keep trying. Okay, now we're going to add the front piece. And again, I'm just doing the same process. I'm applying the Stampin' Seal. And we're just going to apply this to the front. I'm just eyeballing this to get this on here. And I'm going to press this down. And we're going to go ahead and fold it. And I'm just going to come in with my bone folder and give it a good crease. And then the only thing left to do is add some of the black gems, the round gems to it. So I'm just using one of the larger ones. There's two sides of the black round ones. And I'm just putting one on the left side in the center of the flower. Just like that. And then I'm using two smaller ones. And I'm going to put one right over in here. And then a second small one somewhere down here. And that's all there is to it. Now, like I said, if you're an advanced card maker, you could add more to this. You could add ribbon, you could add, there's other things that you could do to step it up if you wanted a stepped up version. But this is a fairly easy card to put together, fairly simple. It gets you started using some techniques if you're new. And just a great way to show off this stamp set and this designer series paper. I hope you enjoy this card. I hope you give it a try. You can order these products at my store, karensmith.Stampinup.net. And check out my Facebook group, my Facebook page, Karen's Cards and More. And if you're new to my channel, if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, please subscribe at the bottom and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I've enjoyed being with you today, and I'll be back to craft with you again soon.